Welcome back. You are watching SevereMMA.com. And no, it is not a young Eminem that you're looking at right now. It is, in fact, James, the Strabanimal Gallagher, who's taken on James Gonzalez this coming Saturday, the 11th of August at Bellator 298 in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. James, how are you doing?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. The hair. Let's talk about the hair first of all. I was just watching a video of a young James Gallagher, 13 years of age, in
Uh,
his first MMA fight, and he had bleach blonde hair. And now I'm looking at you here. Was that the inspiration, or why have we gone back to our roots?
100%, mate. 100%. Back then, I felt like I could take on the world, and I feel the same now, so it fit
Yeah, absolutely, staying true.
it.
How are
So I
you
did.
anyway?
I'm great. I'm great. Back out here now in Sioux Falls. Got here on Saturday. It was. I traveled over from Thailand straight to here, and I'm ready to go, man. Ready to go. Excited and happy to be back.
Absolutely. I mean, man, it's been a long, long time coming. We had you on the L Triangle about 6 months ago, and it was ahead of the comeback, ahead of the Higo fight. And then
Yeah.
obviously, things change. What happened with that one?
I blew out my knee.
Oh
So I did
no.
a tore my LCL and yeah, the outside ligament, the LCL. Yeah, I tore my LCL. So it is. So I was just rolling in the gym and I went for a calf slicer on someone and I had it all locked up and everything. And the next man, bang, my knee just snapped. So it did, but I don't know what the fuck was wrong. But cutting down all the weight, I think, is the what happened to it. Do you know what I mean? As I'm very, very big for one that I'm a lot heavier than I look. Do you know what I mean? And a lot
Yeah.
bigger than I look. So it is because I'm walking around at over 170. Do you know what I mean? 170 pounds, and I'm starving myself to get down to 135. Do you know what I mean? So I think that's why I kept picking up little niggles. Is now that I'm moved up, I'm fucking feel fueled, strong, healthy, and excited and happy to be back in there.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Jesus, I remember chatting to you, and it was I think 16 months out at the time, and you were frustrated, you were itching to get back in there. And then I'd say that was a kick in the teeth to go through an injury like that then when you were finally kind of about to be back.
Yeah, 100%. But just grow and learn from it. You know what I mean? I don't take anything. Do you know what I mean? Don't let it. Don't dwell on it, and just do what you got to do. And I feel like all those things that have been in my way has been like a blessing. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of matured me a lot. And do you know what I mean? As you say, 2 years out of the game is it's a long time. Do you know what I mean? But I've still been training and still been working hard and still been learning. Do you know what I mean? So I'm excited to get back in and show what I've learned and show that maturity and show that difference.
You touched on the weight there. Obviously, this one you're coming back at featherweight. Was that, you're talking there about kind of draining yourself down and injuries? Was that the reason? Like, why now the move to 145?
Yeah, well, I remember there when was it? I went to Portugal with Kiefer's fight, and he was making weight, and
Cowboy fight.
yeah, the cowboy fight, and I stepped on the scales like 178 pounds. Do you know what I
What
mean?
was your reaction to that? Oh shit.
Yeah, do you know, it's just like, do you know what I mean? That was the heaviest I've been, do you know, so it is, but it's just too much. You know what I mean? I can still make 135, no doubt about it, but it just it's just draining and it's kind of not, noise. Not the, I don't feel like it's the time. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm 7-0 at 145. I feel strong at 145. I feel good. I feel happy at training. I mean, training is more about learning and growing rather than a struggle and making weight. You know what I mean? Rather than a doom and gloom and grime and that grind push is where at 145 it's not so much like that. It's more I'm fueled to train. I'm happy to be on the mat, spending extra time, fucking, you know what I mean, figuring techniques out. My mind's more fresh. Do you know what I mean? And I feel strong and fit. Do you know what I mean? So it's. I feel like it's a good move, and I spoke to my nutritionist and stuff, and it's a comfortable cut.
Absolutely, and like obviously you were originally scheduled to be facing Chris Lencioni, and she's
Mm,
that poor lad. He's obviously suffered a heart attack, and he's going through the wars at the moment. And fingers crossed he makes a
mm,
full recovery. I'd say was that obviously you're on the other side of it where he's your prospective opponent, but like is that kind of like startling to you when you see something happen like
yeah,
that?
yeah, man. I trained with Chris, so I did in when did I train with Chris? Trained with Chris about a year and a half ago, I would say. And down when I was training in Missouri with James Croix, and man, he's not the worst of them. Do you know what I mean? He's an all right guy. You know what I mean? It's one of those. Do you know what I mean? He's a little. he runs his mouth and he's a little odd, do you know what I mean? But deep down he's a nice guy, do you know what I mean? And I like him, and it's heartbreaking to see is that could have been me, do you know what I mean? That could have been me or any one of my close friends in there. He's just training and dropped, do you know what I mean? And he's got a young family, and it's just that's a tough one, mate, do you know what I mean? And my heart goes out to him, and should have been him in here fighting, do you know what I mean? And he's probably never going to fight again, do you know what I mean? And that's just
it's crazy.
Yeah, man, I don't even know what to say about it, you know what I mean? But I'm absolutely gutted, and it's kind of took back by it, you know what I mean? And I wish him and his family all well.
Yeah, like when something like that happens, like my mind immediately went to Ian Coughlin. Like obviously in Ireland, he'd kind of be a high profile injury related to sport. But like as a fighter, can you even allow yourself to think about that type of stuff when you're training?
Well, the way it is, man, I've sacrificed my life for this game. Do you know what I mean? And I've done it since I've been in this game since I'm 12 years old, and I just have to do what it takes. You know what I mean? And that's when them thoughts come and they go. Do you know what I mean? But I'm willing to risk it all for this game to become one of the best, and I want to be a world champion, and I just got to do what it takes. And I don't really think about those negatives. I just kind of think on the positive, but. Just get in there and get it done. Do you know what I mean? And that's the way that my mindset is. And it's a hard one to touch on. Do you know what I mean? Because you don't want, do you know what I mean? You don't want nothing serious to happen like that. But I definitely, if it is a big risk in this game. Do you know what I mean? There's heavy headshots. There's heavy. Do you know what I mean? One shin to the face, and you could be slurring your words for the rest of your life. But it's kind of the risk that I'm willing to take. I'm happy to take.
Yeah, and I guess to look at more positive topics, you spent the last 9 weeks, you were telling me, over in Thailand. How was that experience?
It was quality. So it was unbelievable. One of the best moves I've made. So it was just refreshing. Do you know what I mean? There's solid coaches over there. You got fucking Frank and George Hickman, and then you got Brad Riddle, Alex Child taking the jiu-jitsu and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So it's top quality coaches and a bunch of good guys. Do you know what I mean, over there, and it's paradise for training. Do you know what I mean? It's just sunshine, beach, training 2-3 times a day. Do you know what I mean? Just on the mats all day, and I feel like I haven't been like that since I've been like young. This kind of wasn't like a training camp. It was just train every day, train 2-3 times a day. Do what you feel. Do you know what I mean? And it's kind of nice. You got ice baths as recovery. You got all massages there on the in the gym. Do you know what I mean? Strength conditioning there. You got everything's under the one roof, and it's not very often you come across a facility like that with such high level good guys and coaching.
Yeah, was that the first? So obviously, Bangtao Muay Thai is what you're referring to as the facility there. Yeah. But was that your first time over there, or had you been over before?
Yeah, that was my first time. When Brendan Loughney, he won his belt, but he Kennedy, Kansas, so he did, and we went out and we were hanging out over there, and he was telling me to just tell me about it and tell me, like, mate, you should go there. Do you know what I mean? Check it out, and he put me in touch with the boys, and I was debating about it, and then I was like, fuck it, I'm going to go. Do you know what I mean? So I headed out there for like 9 weeks, and my dad came out with me then. He came out for the last 5-6 weeks, and man, I had a blast, you know what I mean? And fucking just a great time, and put in some serious hard work out there in the heat, and it's been good. It's been good.
Yeah, what does a big Andy look like in Thailand?
Quality floating around the mopeds and all. We had,
man, they're nuts with the mopeds over there.
Yeah, they're dangerous as well. Yeah. I mean, the drivers over there are fucking red hot. They are.
You see young lads like they're about 10 years old, like with 1 foot off, one hand, like they're doing acrobats on it.
Man, I see. What did I see? I seen 5 people on a moped. 5 fucking. Yeah.
I don't know how you do that. Like.
I don't know, because there's at times I had no people on the back. And driving me someone on the back of you is hard, you know what I mean? The weight of it, no, it's not like, do you know what I mean? Obviously, from being a young lad, do you know what I mean? I used to be ripping around on bikes and whatever, do you know what I mean? So I'm used to it, but do you see 5 people? There crashes all the time, and all this red hot over there.
Yeah, I'd say the move to 145 to help when you've got pad thai and delicious Thai food all around you as well.
Yeah, this is the thing. It's kind of like I'm not moving up a weight class. I'm just not losing as much weight. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like I still have got, what was I'm 10 days out now, and I think I've still got, like, I've got to not say too much because the athletic commissions are around watching this, but do you know what I mean? I'm still a lot of weight.
You've still a bit to shift.
Oh yeah, do you know what I mean? I've still got a lot of weight to lose, and it's kind of, do you know what I mean? I'm coming down. I was walking around at over 170, so I've been strict on it. Tyler Minton has had me nutrition on point, so nah, I haven't been eating no pad thais. I've been locked
Yeah.
in, mate, locked in tight.
Fair enough. Maybe save them for after the fight.
Yeah, yeah.
I did notice though that you put up like a Q&A in your Instagram and someone asked you, will you be doing your camps out in Thailand from now on? And you said, yeah. Is that the plan moving forward? Like, have you kind of found what works for you now?
Yeah, man, you know what I mean? It's like paradise out there for training with world class coaches. Do you know what I mean? So it's kind of like the whole like vibe and the whole where it's at, the location. You're on the beach every day. It's just like paradise. You know what I mean? And there's no negativity, no bollocks and stuff. And I feel like in America when I was here, it's like a great gym and all, but it's just very negative or something over here. There's a lot of people out to get you, or like people don't like to see you do well, or I don't know. Or over there, they're just the happiest people in the world, and they don't got nothing. Do you know what I mean? And just to see that and see how people can be just so happy and so grateful to be alive rather than for what they've got or whatever. They're just happy to live life, and that's what it felt like for me over there. I was just happy to be training, just happy to live life, and just so grateful to be have the opportunity to go and prepare for a fight in paradise over there. Do you know what I mean? And now I get to do what I love, chasing the dream. I felt like a kid again. Do you know what I mean? Just chasing the dream and living the life.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty clear from just listening to you speak that like it's clearly had an impact on you. Obviously, you mentioned America and you were previously living in Kansas City. Are you no longer living in the US? Like, where's home for James Gallagher right now? Obviously, it'll always be Ireland, but like, where do you reside these days?
Citizen of the world, mate. The citizen of the whole world. So it is back in Strabanimal, where you know what I mean. I'm there, but I'm gonna head out to Thailand again after this fight, and probably I'll be based there. Do you know what I mean? But home's in Strabane.
And so now, not SPG Ireland. Obviously, I know John's still your head coach, and you got promoted to black belt under him. But Thailand is the plan, is it?
Yeah. I'm gonna be out there and out there after this fight and get ready to go again. So it is. That's the plan. It just feels right for me. Do you know what I mean? It felt good, and there's no distractions, and there's no everyone's on the same kind of vibe. Do you know what I mean? There's no big massive changes. There's no bullshit in the gym. The coaches are you show up, you do the classes, you know what I mean? There's a structure to follow. And it doesn't matter what you are, what you're preparing for, what you're doing. There's no difference. Do you know what I mean? You say everyone's putting in the work, and if you're not putting in that work, then good luck. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I really liked about it. It was hard discipline, but also just good fun. Do you know what I mean? And it was a good balance of both worlds. And I feel like it's a great fit for me out there. And the coaches out there, man, they're fucking some of the best lads I've met. You know what I mean? They're always fucking, even now, checking in and fucking they give me all their time. And it's something that I really appreciated it, and they put a lot of work into me. And it's not that they put a lot of work into me; it's just put a lot of work into everybody. Do you know what I mean? And anyone that has someone coming up, they're putting the work into them, and took a lot of time for me, and it feels right to go back out there.
Yeah, where do you see specifically in your game that they've been helping with you most? Like I saw you've been putting through kind of the grinder there with I think it was Brad Riddell was having about 7 different lads coming in and you trying to take you down, and you're working with John Boy Hutchinson on the hands as well a bit.
Yeah, everywhere, mate. To be honest, so wrestling, there's a lot of Russians out there, a lot of Russian wrestlers. Do you know what I mean? So I've been getting stuck into that, and just being going through the middle. Do you know what I mean? And there's a few like world Russian champions out there. I think there's a few world champion wrestlers there as well. But you don't know who these guys are, do you know what I mean? So you're just kind of like meeting them on the go, and then you're just going on. This guy could be, do you know what I mean? He could be very good, or else he could be a world champion. Do you know what I mean? So you're on your game the whole time, and it was kind of brought out the best of me. Do you know what I mean? And then you're in there training with all the Thai guys. Do you know what I mean? And that was phenomenal. And then John Boy then on the boxing. So it is, and then I was doing a lot of privates with Brad Riddell and George Hickman as well as he done striking, and then I had Frank teaching wrestling. Do you know what I mean? So it was all round, mate. I feel very prepared all around, and I feel like it's just put a little spark into my game. So it has.
Absolutely. And will they be cornering you, or who'll be in the corner out in Sioux Falls?
Not this time, but definitely next time. So they will. This
who
time
will be there this time?
Big Daddy. The
Big Daddy
man who's
Kiefer.
Big Daddy, the man who's always been there from day one. So he has
Ireland's
yeah.
newest pro boxer.
Yeah, yeah. So it is. So Ireland's next UFC star.
Yeah,
Ireland's next UFC star. That's who. So Kiefer lands here on Sunday. So him and Sam Coronado from Kansas City. He's a good friend of mine and an up and coming prospect as well. So he's arriving today, and Kiefer's arriving on Sunday. So that's all we need, mate. All we need.
absolutely. You mentioned Kiefer there. It's a great time right now for the Irish in the UFC. Are you looking at this as a real opportunity for your teammates to get right in there? Like obviously Lee was on the Ultimate Fighter there, and Kiefer, coming off a massive his last MMA win was a huge performance against Cowboy Oliveira. And obviously we've got Sean assigned, Reese McKee's re-signed, Caelan Loughran, another man from Tyrone, just signed there. So it's a great time in Irish MMA at the moment.
Man, fucking mad. The talent is coming out of there. Do you know what I mean? And I'm sorry, that's disrespectful. The amount of the hard workers that have climbed their way up, and a lot of people that just seen what it takes. Do you know what I mean? And that's what it kind of like people, they always give me like a lot of flack, like, oh, he just jumped in here and they jumped, you know what I mean? He gets these opportunities, and it's kind of bit, I seen what that hard work took when I was 13 years old, getting the bus to Dublin every week. Do you know what I mean? And I grafted in my younger years, and now that everyone's seen what it takes to get to that level, and everyone's grinding hard. Do you know what I mean? Look at Paul Hughes, look at Reese McKee. Do you know what I mean? Kiefer, all these guys got Caelan Loughran. You know what I mean? So everyone's just kind of, I feel like, has kind of looked at what's happening and just kind of go, we're getting the fucking work. And I feel like now is that, you know what I mean? The years and years of putting in that work. Do you know what I mean? The last 5-6 years that everyone's kind of been on that grind, and now it's paying off. Do you know what I mean? And I'm looking forward to seeing what the next is. I'll start get cut off.
No, you're all good. I think you're still with me there. I'm gonna ask you to play a little fantasy here, right? So obviously there's a rise in Irish MMA, that generation coming through. There's been reports. Look, you have always been the best kind of company guy, ticket seller for Bellator, Mr. Bellator in the face of Europe. But there are reports coming, like I heard Ariel Hawani talking about that Bellator are on the market, and there is uncertainty at the moment. When you look at so many Irish going into the UFC and potentially, Kiefer being next, or Lee being next, or Danny McCormick, or who knows, is there any part of you that's like that'd be cool to be part of that, part of that group going in there and competing in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Do you know what I mean? It's definitely a would. You know what I mean? But it's kind of like the way I look at it. The rise is the rise. Do you know what I mean? And I've been on that rise since I've been 18 years old for the last 7-8 years. You know what I mean? I've been on that rise, and I'm just happy for everybody to rise up and get. You know what I mean? We're all on our own journey. Do you know what I mean? And we're kind of on our own journey together. Do you know what I mean? And that's the beautiful thing about Irish people, and it's like we're all on their own journey and we're all in competition, but never really with each other. You know what I mean? We're always glad to see everyone get up, and we're all stick together when we do get there. Do you know what I mean? And that's a beautiful thing. And no matter where it is or no matter what it is, it's good to see, and I'm just happy to see people succeed. And when I'm succeeding, they're succeeding, making money, winning world titles, and I don't give a fuck what it is or where it is. Yeah, as long as we're fucking, do you know what I mean? Living the dream, making bank, and win world titles. That's all. Do you know what I mean? That's it. And wherever that may be, it may be. Do you know what I mean?
Who do you think will be next to be signed
to the UFC?
To the UFC?
Come on. There's only one answer for that. Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. Look at that cowboy fight. Do you know what I mean? How can you put on like their pay per like their pay per view finishes? Do you know what I mean? Like it's like the marketing scene. Do you know what I mean? Imagine just Google his highlights. The most exciting fight you'll ever watch in MMA. Do you know what I mean? It's crazy that he's not signed already. Do you know what I mean? Everyone goes viral. His last, you know what I mean? Every time he's in one of them wars, they just go viral online. Do you know what I mean? So
sometimes, despite promoters' best efforts to not stream it, as thankfully Cian Cowley was on site last time.
Yeah, Cian Cowley's pay-per-view on Instagram Live.
It's the best small business in all of Dublin that night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, James, when you were speaking about Thailand there a minute ago, and as I said, you're beaming when you're speaking about it. And there was a couple of things you kind of posted that I noticed, that you said you were the happiest you've been, or that the happiest you've ever been, kind of at the moment. And another thing you posted about was that what was it you said, that you're back to yourself. You feel back to
Mm.
myself. What did you mean by that?
I just feel like I don't got anything else going on. Do you know what I mean? I've always had a lot going on, and a lot of things and a lot of people in my way, and when you just knuckle down and you put the head down, and I've removed all that, you know what I mean? I've got no distractions, got nothing but just me and my family to kind of strive for, and just back to learning and loving the game. Do you know what I mean? I've no injuries, my body's fresh, got no, you know what I mean? I'm not worried about if can I train here, can I do that, can I do this? Do you know what I mean? Everything's just smooth sailing, mate. Smooth sailing. I haven't had many obstacles in my way, and any ones that I have, I've fucking galloped over the top of them. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just trotting into the finish line here now, and that's what I more so meant. Just being myself. Do you know what I mean? I just feel ready and in control.
Has the inactivity, obviously it's been kind of stop start the last number of years, a lot of fight cancellations. Has the inactivity played a factor in you previously not feeling like yourself, or is it the opposite way around?
Nah,
Where no,
nah, not at all. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't even really. I'm a young veteran, mate. You know what I mean? I fucking over. I think I'm almost. I don't know. You probably know more better than me, but I probably have about 40 fights. You know what I mean? Fucking between professional and amateur. So I have. So nah, it doesn't. I don't really feel. I've been training, and I don't really believe in that ring rust as such. And maybe like the little nerves, no fight day might be a little different. And you know what I mean? Because I haven't been in that routine for a while. Do you know what I mean? So that might play a little different, but. Nah, man, it's just more the training. Do you know what I mean? And back to just not having to figure things out, and everything's just set in stone for me. Do you know what I mean? It's a smooth path to the top. I see.
well, look, I've asked this question to you, I feel like two or three times at this point in different interviews, but you're stepping in. I said it was Saturday. It's Friday, the 11th of August. You'll
Yeah,
step into the cage. How good is it going to feel to make that return now?
man, I can't wait. Do you know what I mean? I swear, I'm like a kid at Christmas here. I just feel very, very confident. So I'm very, very confident and very grateful to have the opportunity. Do you know what I mean? And I feel like being so grateful for the opportunity to get back in there and compete has made me very confident, because I've done a lot of hard work. Do you know what I mean? And it's going to be a good performance. I'm going to be very calm in there, see everything, and do what I do. Just do what I do, and I'm just so happy to be back doing what I'm doing, to overcome all the obstacles that have been in my way, and now that's probably why I'm so happy, is because happiness comes from challenges. Do you know what I mean? And when challenges are put in your way and you overcome all those challenges, and do you know what I mean? You just can't be happy. It's life doesn't work like that. You know what I mean? If you're fucking on the beach drinking pina coladas all day, you're gonna be depressed off bed, even though it sounds like paradise. Do you know what I mean? But that's paradise for 2 days, and then do you know what I mean? You have to get to work, and you have to face those challenges. And you have to overcome stuff, and you have to strive. Do you know what I mean? You have to face obstacles to get over, to be, and then that's where you feel great. That's where you feel good, and I've had a lot of those in my way, and I've overcome every one of them, and now I'm here. Do you know what I mean? Now I'm here, cool, calm, and collected.
Well, look, you're taking on James Gonzalez. He's, I think, 33 years old, fighting out of Sarah Longo gym, or Longo Wyman gym. He's fought Aaron Pico. You see, he's got wins over Cody Law, Pat Sabatini. He's fought Bill Algeo. He's fighting in the UFC now. He seems to be an experienced guy, maybe not that well known within Bellator, but an experienced guy. What are you expecting coming into this one?
Yeah, man, he's very good. He's a lot better than his stats show. So he is. He's tricky on the feet, good jiu-jitsu. But at the end of the day, man, do you know what I mean? I feel like they can stick whoever the fuck they want in here. It doesn't really matter. Do you know what I mean? I'm not really looking. Obviously, I've watched him, and I've watched for tendencies and see what pressure he brings, etc., etc. But it doesn't really. It's more about me. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just focused on feeling good, enjoying myself, having fun, being back in the mix again, and and I'm going to run through him. So I'm going to run through him, but I'm going to take my time doing it. I'm going to pick him apart. So I'm calm, not rushing it, no big show, no big. Just go in there and be a martial artist and have fun. Do you know what I mean? Have fun in that contest. No, that them parts. No, where the people get like anxiety and they want to just get in there and get fire the first shot. No, they want to get that feel the connection straight away. Is where I'm in no rush for it. Do you know what I mean? I'm just going to enjoy the whole moment, enjoy the whole process, and it's been a long time out of the game, so I'm just going to take my time and enjoy every step of it.
You've never you've never pandered or tried to put on a show for anyone else, really, other than yourself.
Yeah.
Apart from just kind of getting back in there, is there anything that you want to kind of do or show for yourself, like so that you'll be happy with next Friday
just
night?
be calm and collected, and just be aware, and that's kind of my goal. And it's not really to go in here and get a big finish. It's not go in here to try and steal the show. It's because I do that anyway. Do you know what I mean? So all I gotta need to do is be cool, calm, and collected, and go in there and do my thing. And then all that's gonna do, that's gonna happen. Do you know what I mean? That all that happens anyway when I'm like that. Do you know what I mean? And just go in there and have fun and enjoy the workout, enjoy the crowd, enjoy feeling the canvas again, enjoy feeling the cage against me back. Do you know what I mean? Enjoy that. Just enjoy the lights. Do you know what I mean? And then I've got him in front of me, who's no easy task, and enjoy that challenge. Do you know what I mean? Every obstacle that he fires my way, and just be ready for it. And I'm prepared for it, and so I'm welcoming everything that he brings. Do you know what I mean? And I hope he brings it to me, because I'm looking forward to being in that fire. And that's what I'm really excited for. And I feel like that's why I'm super confident, is because I'm excited to be in that mix, in that fire, in that zone. Do you know what I mean? In that danger zone. I can't wait to be in it. Do you know what I mean? And it's been a while since I've been in there, and I'm just, it's like, get me there. Do you know what I mean? Is where that's kind of like, that's the part people don't like. People don't like being in that fire, and I'm looking forward to being in it.
Well, look,
And
James,
it's weird because I'm not usually like, usually I'm excited to go in there and just take someone's head off, or take, you know what I mean? Like, I'm excited to go in there and beat fuck out of someone. Do you know what I mean? And that's, do you know what I mean? But this time it's like, yeah, I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited to do that, but I'm more excited just go in there and feel it. Do you know what I mean? Feel him in front of me and see what he's got. Do you know what I mean? And bring the best to me, because I'm ready for it.
Sounds like you're almost looking for that release of like, okay, I'm finally experiencing just fighting again.
Yeah, that's what I feel like, man. I've been training, and training's not being like training for a fight. It's just training to become the best in the world, like I've always set out to do. Do you know what I mean? And so now I'm here to fight, and I'm here to fight to just showcase them skills, overcome those problems, and it's not even the win. I always say I'm going to fucking win, but it's just to show that skill set, to be in that fire, be in that zone, and jump over every fucking hurdle that he brings towards me.
The last question I'll ask you, I remember when we spoke previously, look, you referenced it there earlier on about like how people would say you're fast tracked and all this and all that. And I know you've never really cared about that. And one of the things that kind of stood out to me in the last time we spoke was you said that you wanted to go and earn a world title. Like, it wasn't like I want the world title, I want to go and earn it by showing.
Yeah.
But while you have not been active as of the last 2 years, a certain man called Patchy Mix has been, and he's gone and won the tournament championship. So like where I'm looking at it is that loss, you know, I thought you looked great in the first round. It was a loss, obviously, but it's aged quite well, given that he's gone and become the champion and won the tournament. Does that kind of give you a little bit of not hope or anything, but you know, you've been in there with the guy who's now the champion, and you know kind of where you were at that time in your career. Does it give you an extra bit of maybe? I feel like I'm going to ask this question wrong, because you always say no to motivation and things like that. But does it speak to you at all?
Nah, not one bit, mate.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was the answer.
Yeah, not a bit. I don't. He can go on and do whatever the fuck he wants to. It doesn't make no difference. You know what I mean? He beat me. Do you know what I mean? And that's not. Do you know what I mean? And fair play to him. Do you know what I mean? Happy for him. Good, you know what I mean? For like, he's good. He's very good. He's deserves everything. I'm not taking that away from. Do you know what I mean? That I'm not trying to. Just because he won a world title doesn't mean that loss sits better with me. Do you know what I mean? I should have fucking beat him. That's it. Do you know what I mean? But it didn't, so I got to work and I got to go again. Do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he didn't make weight when we fought, so maybe he can come up to 145 and we can get that rematch at a weight class that he can make.
That sounds
Do
good
you know
to
what I
me.
mean? Yeah, well, at the end of the day, I showed up when I met the contract agreement. He didn't. Do you know what I mean? And that doesn't take anything away from his win, but I showed up on weight. I showed up prepared. He did not, and so if he can't make 135, then maybe he should come up here and challenge me at 145 and see how he gets on.
Well, look, before any future matchups can happen, you've got James Gonzalez in front of you. Friday, 11th of August in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. James, the Strabanimal Gallagher, returns to the Bellator cage finally. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you back in there.
Me
Safe
too.
travels back to Ireland afterwards to Straban,
Yeah.
and Jesus, Thailand sounds like a good time. So it sounds like that'll be a nice base for you from now on for your
Yeah.
camps. But look, James, all the best. Appreciate the time today.
Nice one, on.
Look forward to tuning in.
I appreciate it, bro. Thanks very much for having me on, and enjoy the show next Friday night.